Hello, good morning, everyone. You are watching the SARIM talk show with your host, Mehwish. Our today's special guest is one of the leading young figure of Dalit in India. He is a founder and the national convener of the Safai Karamchari Andolan. Yes, he is Bezwada Wilson, and welcome to SARIM once again, Mr. Bezwada. How are you doing today?
Doing very well.
Thank you so much, and good to hear that. Viewers, at the beginning of the show, I would like to tell you about today's topic of the show. As we know that the Safai Karamchari Andolan is an Indian or human rights organization that has been campaigning for the eradication of manual scavenging. So SKA served as a community-driven movement. In January 2021, they organized one of the campaign Mission 2021, Total Eradication of Manual Scavenging, a dream of Ambedkar. It is an honor for us on the day of Ambedkar Jayanti that we are talking about one of his dreams. So we are glad to have you, sir. First of all, I want to know, would you like to tell us brief about this manual scavenging and how long have you been fighting against the concept of manual scavenging?
I'm working almost like in 1982. I start here, and from there now almost like many years we are working, but we can't claim that we are started some organization or anything. We have just initiated some kind of a platform, or the group of the people has come together and we started, but it is not named anything.
Scavenging is that thing even scavenging workers never want to talk about. It's really hard to work for them, but your organization want to support and stand for them. If it is difficult to find scavengers, it is more difficult to help them with the total eradication of manual scavenging system. As we are aware about SKA's campaign mission in 2021 that aim to the total eradication of manual scavenging, a dream of Baba Sahib Ambedkar. Kindly brief us about the prime objective for running this campaign and how many other South Asian and international organizations are collaborating and or supporting you for this sacred cause.
See, actually, the manual scavenging is the caste-based and the patriarchal-based one inhuman practice, and the practice is almost like in a South Asia. Many countries are there, but it is a predominantly there in India, because India is in a vast and many things are also there, and traditionally also the caste, it is a still prevalent very much. So one of the forms of the caste is the manual scavenging. So this is a cruel form of the caste system, and where the actually women is asked or forced or engaged to clean the human excreta from the dry lake. So that something which we are unable to understand in the 21st century, how a person can ask another person to come and clean. And this is not like a early very like a king and queen and all. It is a democracy. So democracy pay everybody has the equal rights. As today is the day of the B.R. Ambedkar, we call Baba Sahib Ambedkar. Baba Sahib Ambedkar's the constitution which says that all citizens are equal, and we have got the freedom, and we got the constitution that says very clearly each person will have the only one vote. The king is having the 5 votes and the ordinary citizen is having a 1 vote. No, it is not like that. Everybody has the only 1 vote, and every vote has the value also the same. So thereby, when we are all equal and we are a freedom and democratic country, and how you can ask another human being to clean shit, that something which pained me a lot and which I could not understand. So the coexistence of the both become a big problem for me. That is the way we started. When we started, I personally felt it is we are alone in the struggle, because a community, as you rightly said, not ready to reveal, not ready to come out, not ready to talk about the problem. They said that somehow we are managing, we are going, cleaning and coming, and somehow we are living. And why you want to bring all of us to the street and make a brand that we are the scavengers? Hum bangi ho, Why we should tell everybody that? So that is what the community is a problem. But the hard truth is, except the community thinking all these things, apart from that, the whole society knows that they are the bandits. We are the bandits. And I am the same. That everybody knows. They may not be telling you on your face. In some instance, they do call by the caste names. And they also make it very clear that when they make the comment also very derogatory. That is the way that is already branded. So you no need to worry or feel shame or afraid to come out and say that yes. So that is the one actually turning point happened. Then the movement has taken a step, or the movement has driven into the different direction, that because of the 1990 Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's centenary year celebrations in India and across many countries also, of course. But in India, it was a very, everywhere, very grand scale. People were celebrating. So Ambedkar has also become like a kind of a person as an icon for the celebrations. During that time, first time in my life, I came to know that about Ambedkar. I started talking about the Ambedkar. I started learning about the Ambedkar. I started actually reading about them. Then only I understood that actually the caste, how cruel, how it is actually is made many human beings' life like a vulnerable, and how we can come out of that. And the Baba Sahib Ambedkar's that annihilation of the caste, which is supposed to be present by there in the Lahore, it was another remarkable document where we can actually see that actual vision of the Ambedkar. Those things made me to understand more and more about the scavenging, and later I slowly started the kind of a campaign. The campaign is not started by any one single person or anything, and it is a campaign with youngsters. Then the small group. Then I felt that this is our struggle. None of the others will support us. But it is not the truth. Others started supporting us in such a grand way. And the people started coming. Organizations started coming. In India, there are the many NGOs started coming close to us. Civil society organizations, national, international, and including the special special rapporteurs of the human rights of the UN and High Commissioner of the Human Rights, UNHR, Ms. Navneetam Pillai. She also had a separate discussion on the issue and received a broken piece of the credit. So, which shows that there is a kind of sympathy, there is a kind of an empathy already is there with many people. If the movement coming out, they will show their solidarity.
It was a very challenging and difficult step that your organization took for the scavengers, which is I saw that it's performed brilliantly. So the cause you are struggling for radical changes acquired legal support, and so the question is that to what extent the local and international the legal communities have supported you for this campaign to the protect the rights of marginalized community?
See, one thing is very clear in here. Mostly the colleagues and the supporters and the people who show their solidarity, they are very clear. They always used to say that this is then a problem of the particular community. The community must lead the movement. We will be supporting. So in India, most of the civil servants who are there in the government service also, they also support us. But they are as a government servant, they will say, they will write something, but they will say openly that we are so much happy to support. This is a noble cause. And the civil society leaders, the topmost leaders. So many people they want to support and they showed their solidarity. And they used to come to the Jantar Mantar or somewhere we have the demonstrations, just show solidarity. They used to come and sit, not to give the speeches and all. And there are the many parliamentarians, mostly left-oriented, progressive, and some kind of other groups. They also participated. Actually, the ruling parties, MPs are also many times, they offered that they want to come. But we have not shown much interest because when they come, they also bring their politics. We don't want their politics here. We want a politics which can resolve the problems of our problem. That is, instead of that, many politicians, the ruling parties or the opposition parties, they want to bring their own politics and they want to get a kind of a justification that they are also part of the movement. So, which we also maintain the distance. You can show your solidarity. Of course, it is a good, but you can't be a part of this because your party only is actually is not making a serious steps to eradicate the manual scavenging. So those things we made in a kind of an effort and consciously. That conscious has actually created an awareness within the community and the civil society and everybody. So that kind of a spirit is also there. So we don't feel that somebody is helping us. We feel that it isn't a problem of everyone. It is not the problem of the women who is cleaning alone. It is a problem of the person who is engaged in care. And it is a problem of actually the people who are watching and silent spectators. So yeah, all these people together now coming and making a kind of a common platform where we can voice out. So there the government cannot ignore us. But governments are very much more now becoming a more powerful. Unfortunately, the governments are anything, no need to be more powerful than the citizens. The citizens are the important in any democracy. So in such a democracy, actually the citizens' aspirations, citizens' problems will get a much priority. Otherwise, the leaders will get the priority. The parties will get the priority. And there is a single leaders will get the more and the name. We don't require the name or fame for any individual or the party in democracy. In democracy, actually, each individual citizens must get the more power. So that the day we are all waiting. Definitely, as citizens, we can resolve many problems with the support of the government, because the government is not something different than us. We made the government. We elected the government. So we have much more actually control, must have the control over the government. So that is kind of a people's politics is a much important. Through that only actually we can bring the change in the society.
It's the revolutionary change you are striving for will one day show its color. For how long or how many days the rally for this campaign lasted, and do you have any statistic based on participatory states regarding the campaign?
There are the campaigns which are happening everywhere in the country and different stages. Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar, and Jammu Kashmir, and a few parts of Maharashtra and West Bengal and Rajasthan. There are the dry letters still are there. The women are cleaning. The numbers could be vary. In some states it's a large, some states very small, very minuscule in some states. Must be. But the women is still carrying. So there then one campaign is going on. It is on. It is an ongoing campaign. It is not going to end until the last women get the liberation and rehabilitation. Then second stage is actually that is now is coming as a very prominently, that is sewage and septic tank cleaning. That is either in Pakistan or in India or other countries, particularly in South Asia. It is a huge problem. We have to address the issue. All our governments are not taking that as a serious, because they think that sewage somebody is coming and cleaning and we are able to manage. It is not the thing which can manage or maintain, but this is the most important thing where the human beings are losing their life. They are not just human beings, they are the citizens of our country. So when our citizens are dying in sewer and gutter, when they enter into the deep manholes, and when cleaning, the poisonous gases coming, and when they consume that, within the seconds they are dying. One person died and another shouting. Even they cannot shout much. The other person will call them. If they don't give any answer, the second person will enter. He will also die. Like 2-3 deaths happens in many places. Last month, last month, within the 3 days, there were 14 deaths happened. But after that also people are keeping quiet. So that is a very important issue which everybody is now in India. We are talking about, we are getting organized. And that is going to be another long-term campaign in India. That is the most important campaign. Then third, another one more campaign we have to understand, this contract labor system, which is also violating all the rules of the government. They don't pay the wages. Even if they pay the wages is not on time or every month regularly. And they become like a banded paper. So such things we have to condemn. And we have to say very regularization is a much more important for the families who involved in sweeping. It is not the scavenging. It is the sweeping of roads, buildings, corporate offices, public places, offices, government buildings, so schools, colleges, universities, medical establishments, like many places we do require. So such places it is and there the safety of the people is important, and the health of the people are important, and the dignity of the people are also most important. And these things must be protected very, very systematically. And another one way is there is a disasters happen. When the disasters happen, we don't have such kind of equipped people who can, with a safety gear, can just enter there and do. So now we have, that is also cost based. When something natural calamity, to clear the dead bodies, there is somebody is coming to do the medical things. Some doctors, nurses, somebody will come. So distribute the food packets, somebody will come. That is not the fair in any democratic societies. We demand very clearly that all citizens must get equipped in the, at least in the emergency calamities, when natural calamities happens, earthquake or cyclones or whatever. The people must come and with the preparedness and do the things in a very systematic way. Thereby the citizens will not get disturbed, and their due whatever they need support during an emergency, the governments can provide. So those in each item or each sector, like a dry littering cleaning, that has to eradicate, septic tanks and the sewage, that has to modernize and mechanize, and sweeping and all regularization, like many kinds of the campaigns at one go, which is going. So different places will be different campaigns.
It's really impressive and knowledgeable thing that you are sharing with us. And in 1993, the government of India enacted the employment of these manual scavengers and construction of dry latrines. Prohibition Act, which prohibited the employment of manual scavengers for the dry latrines. Why it has been prohibited, and why SK is against for this act?
See, the government has prohibited the practice in 1993. That is also because of the Ambedkar's centenary celebration time. During that time, they made the act. Then later they have not implemented, not gazetted, not notified, not made any rules to implement. Later, we went to the Supreme Court in 2003. Then up to 2014, we were in the Supreme Court. Then that long 11 years, the struggle in the Supreme Court made the government to come with another alternative law with an improved version. And that law is also not actually giving a full scope to actually completely or put an end for the whole manual scavenging. Still the struggle is going on, and bureaucracy also not taking this as a serious issue, because their casteist mindset is also one reason, and being a women are mostly engaged, so the people are also not getting attracted, or like a big issue. The women in the villages very segregated, very small way. 8 women in one village, 3 women in one village, 20 women in one village. So this is a coming together also difficult, and getting attention of the people is also very difficult. In such circumstances, this is all still continuing. But the actually the power of the women and the courage of the women definitely is a making and giving the good results. Women are day by day coming out of the scavenging. And there are certain pockets still where we are relaunching an effective way of the new campaigns.
Thank you so much for sharing
Thank
your
you.
insights and the valuable knowledge. And what kind of obstacle and challenges SKA has been faced during this almost 4 month long campaign?
The campaigns always get good support. At the same time, campaigns also have done some kind of a resistance. The people will say that why this you are bringing out now. Anyhow, we had done a big Swachh Bharat campaign that has given a good positive this thing. So you are bringing something negative. Please try to understand. Bringing the issue, highlighting the issue is not the negative. We are bringing that to actually to resolve. So the governments and the civil society has a responsibility to resolve things. So it is not such an attacks or anything will happen in the campaigns, because ours is a very peaceful movement and we don't make and offend anyone. We want to exercise our whatever the our rights and our duties both equally. So we don't irresponsible way go and say that you are a reason. So we want to beat you. No, we never did that. We never had any hatredness in our mind. We still think that there is a possibility. There is a possibility. Definitely, there is a possibility to eradicate the man.
We appreciate the hard work and dedication of you and your team members, SK teams in this mission. These sort of campaigns surely tell lots of effort and time to get the desired results. So, have you achieved the target you have set through this campaign, and to what degree the campaign fulfilled the SK's mission?
See, one is first the community is not ready to come out. Later stages within the beginning of the movement, people started coming out with a large number. That is the one achievement. Then second is youngsters are out of the movement. Actually, women is to participate. Now youngsters are also pitched into this movement. Now they are also participating in a large number. And civil societies also. Likewise, and the government started engaging with us. If they want to discuss about the manual scavenging, they cannot keep us out and discuss. If they want to make any scheme by keeping out us, they cannot make. They have to consult us and they have to take our advice or suggestion. May not be implemented, but they will be definitely considering. So we become like they cannot ignore us now. So that stage. So stages of the movement goes in a different way. We can't say that you won the game or you lost the game. The movement itself, Jinda Rakna, to make the movement alive, that itself is a big victory. So many years, decades, the movement still has its relevance and it is there in the hearts of the people. So that is an great.
Thanks for sharing your achievement and success with us. Last but not least, as we all know, today is 14 April is an annual celebration day of Dr. B.M. Ambedkar. So on the day of Ambedkar Jayanti, I would like you to express the gratitudinal remarks for his lifelong struggles and efforts of Dr. Ambedkar for uplifting for Dalit communities.
One thing is very clear, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar is not just a kind of an icon. He's a beyond the icon, he's a beyond the statue, he's a beyond the photograph. The leaders are happy to go and the garland the statues and the photos and they feel that their work is over. But Ambedkar as the life and the spirit and the concept as a kind of perspective, the way that you have to look the Indian society or else even the Pakistan and other countries, Bangladesh. Because what the Ambedkar made against injustice, wherever it is happening, for that against, there should be a voice. That is called the Ambedkar. Ambedkar is not an individual. Ambedkar is not a person like, and we have to make him a god or worship. No, I am not at all want to say that. Ambedkar has become like a spark. It creates a spark. How it happens? It could not. Like he went to the Mahat Satyagraha. They said that Dalits cannot draw the water from this pond. He said that no, it isn't. There is a law. We can also come and take. So we will take the water there. The people resisted, but he said that I will go and take the water, whatever you want to do. Which means he's in a kind of a spark, thunder, and he's in a kind of an architecture, and he's in a sculpture, and he's in a many more for everybody in the world, not just in India, because he is in a kind of a person who has made his efforts and his vision very, very clear and documented as in a books. Many leaders may not write, but Ambedkar is not like it. It is documented very well. And he started talking about all injustices. It is not just Dalits. He discussed about the women. He's actually women's rights prominent activist during that time. He was always talking about, and he was talking about the minorities. The Simon Commission, which came undivided at that time India, that is for the protection of the minorities. So Ambedkar is a part of that. He is the only person, and another one more person, 3 people only went and met. So his contributions to the world, to make us in a just world, and world as in a more human, it is in a remarkable. So we must actually remember him in this auspicious day, and we have to make a salute, and we have to take him as a spirit, not as a photo or the statue.
Yeah, thank you so much for your expressions and feeling about Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar with us. Now it's time for leaving. It was a splendorous talk with you, Mr. Bezwada Wilson. Thank you once again your valuable time, and we will be in touch with you in the future collaboration.
Thank you so much.